This is News Channel 8 at 6.
More than 2 decades ago, an Onalaska man killed 3 people. Now the victims' families are speaking out about his release. Hello and welcome to News Channel 8 at 6. I'm Lisa Klein.
And I'm Mike Thompson. An Onalaska man who murdered 3 people inside St. Patrick's Church more than 20 years ago is expected to be set free soon.
News Channel 8's Kristen Eleuserio joins us live in the studio to tell us how the victims' family members are preparing for his release.
Well, Brian Stanley has spent the past 20 years of his life in Madison at the Mendota Mental Health Facility after he was found not guilty of the murders by reason of mental disease. A Wisconsin appeals court ruled last year there's enough evidence Stanley is no longer a danger to himself or the public, and tomorrow a hearing will be held to determine the conditions of his relief. All these years later, family members and parishioners of Onalaska's St. Patrick's Catholic Church say they're still concerned about Brian Stanley being a free man. In February 1985, Brian Stanley walked into St. Patrick's Catholic Church and gunned down the pastor, a lay minister, and a church staff member. His release into society is of great concern to the entire parish.
You know, there's an opinion by psychiatrists and psychologists that he's better now. That's an opinion, and what if they're wrong? I believe the conditions have to be set very tightly so that the community is protected, and the victims of the families especially.
Families who must relive the memories once again.
Now that he's being released, it just doesn't, first of all, seem fair that he should be able to be released freely into society.
Those affected worry he will return seeking forgiveness.
Even if it's to say I'm sorry, that would be very detrimental for especially the victims' families. That would be a terrible thing to happen.
Still, they struggle to understand.
It was not Brian Stanley that committed this crime. It was some other element within him, and that we have to forgive Brian Stanley. Some people will be able to do that and some people won't.
And if someone commits a triple homicide, generally they spend the rest of their life in jail.
Many say they have to look elsewhere for answers.
It's the court system and you have to deal with it. We don't have any say in the matter, so we just do what we can do.
Teachings of the church are to look to God, and God will show us the way, and this will be a test of that.
Parish members say there will be a number of people from St. Pat's Church at the hearing tomorrow. They plan on attending in hopes of voicing their concerns about the conditions of Stanley's release.
Thank you, Kristen. Stanley's hearing is scheduled for tomorrow morning at the La Crosse County Courthouse. We'll have a full report about the conditions of his release tomorrow.